What would you crown as the worst thing, Drinker, if we had to? Gun to your head. Forced.
I
They're
feel
gonna
like
kill your whole family if you don't say something.
I feel like there's things that I've even blanked, like things at the start of the year that were awful, and I've just kind of forgotten about them. But honestly, like there's been a rush of horrible stuff right at the end of the year.
Oh yeah,
and it's been things like Willow, and it's been things like this with Witcher Blood Origin, like absolute terrible TV shows. I think Willow could be my worst. She-Hulk is probably a real low point, but I didn't have any investment in that anyway, so it was just bleh, you know.
Were you invested in Willow?
I had fond memories of the 80s movie, just like I kind of remembered it as being kind of goofy and fun, and it was like there was at least something there, but I think that the whole performance, the writing was so obnoxiously terrible that it was almost worse than She-Hulk, I think. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like every time the characters spoke, I was like gritting my teeth, like, "Oh my god, this is unbearable." With She-Hulk, it was just it wasn't the same degree.
There's a lot to choose from.
There is, and you can do all different kinds of reasons. Because like a lot of people saying, like, would you just choose MOM then? And I'm like, I mean, it seems to me the most incoherent thing written this year in terms of the amount of failure they made per time. Oh, Resident Evil,
yeah, the Netflix Resident Evil. God, that was bad.
Halo.
Oh, I skipped that completely.
The Halo show, yeah.
Kenobi, cannot forget Kenobi.
Oh,
and you have how like, damage it's done to respect.
It feels like it was like 3 years ago.
That's it. This is the thing, Metal. Like, I thought that was like the previous year or something. Like, it's been such a long year of awful stuff.
Yeah, because Boba Fett finish in 2022? Like the last episode came out, was it 2020 or was it December?
I can't remember.
Because it was really late too. And that 1-2 punch of Kenobi and Boba Fett, man. What the hell?
Yeah. Jesus.
Did Cowboy Bebop come out this year?
I think it did, yeah.
Oh Christ! We do actually need a list at this point because like some of this stuff, I'm like, wasn't that like 5 years ago?
Because I thought I watched a lot of this year, and then all these other things come. I was like, oh, I haven't watched all these other shows. Like,
there's so many. That's the problem now. Yeah, Resident Evil's next level. Because again, like I've got a real fondness for the games and stuff, and like still been waiting for that movie or film or TV adaptation that kind of nails the spirit of it, and it's never happened. And we're moving further and further away from it. And with this, it was like, yeah, wow, we're just gonna do the exact opposite of everything that people want. Great, like can't see that going wrong.
As I remember, She-Hulk and Rings of Power was at the same time.
Oh yeah, that was a 1-2 punch.
I watched both of those every week, and I almost ended my life.
That was a tough period. Yeah.
That was rough. That's the first
saved a lot. Actually saved lives, not like unlike the Eternals.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't even watched National Treasure, like, because I hate the concept of it so much.
I'm just waiting for the text reviews. Like, next open bar, we're going to talk about National Treasure. Like, no.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Oh god, yeah. Wakanda Forever was another one.
Wakanda Forever.
That was absolutely
painful.
Awful.
Don't forget all the D+ shows. Moon Knight was stupid.
Was Moon Knight this year?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
God. How can there be so much shit all
so much shit? That's so much.
How do we cover all this?
It's a mountain of it. We couldn't cover all of it. We had to kind of like tag team a little bit on some of it.
Relay race, isn't it? It's like you get that, I'll get that, you get that, I'll get that.
Yeah.
Woman King, Rose, all kinds of failures, and Lightyear, Strange World, lots of horrible things.
Wasn't Picard was that this year, season 2?
No, I think I actually skipped Star Trek Discovery season 4. I believe came out this year when Stacey Abrams came out playing Planet Earth. So that I didn't after season 3 I was like, I can't do this to myself anymore. So I didn't watch it. I'm waiting for Picard season 3, which is in 2 months.
Rob keeps going on about how it's the most amazing Star Trek thing that's been made in 30 years. Like, I want to believe him, but damn, like you're gonna have to go something to win me back.
It's got Girl Hitler in it, and it's got Robbie. So I don't know, but they Amanda Plummer. I think she was in Fisher King, right? her haircut is like Girl Hitler. I don't know. I don't know. I love Rob. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he goes a bit easy on certain Star Trek things at times. Like he wants it to be good, and it's like, because he thought Avatar 2 was really good, and it's like, I don't think you're.
Oh,
I don't think I agree with you on that one, sir.
I feel so like I could be so mean to that movie if I want to. I thought it was so bad.
I mean, you were kind of mean when I was covering it.
I think it deserves it though, because it's like it had every opportunity to be amazing. It had 13 years to get made. Like, there's no excuse for bad writing if you got that long.
And that amount of money and that level of like experience. Come on, James, what are you doing? What's happening, man?
James Cameron as well, like the guy you used to be able to trust to make a good movie.
Yeah,
a lot of people like it.
Hey man, Avatar 3, get hype. What is it called? The seed catcher or something?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
And it's gonna release the same day as the Sonic movie with Shadow the Hedgehog in it. Can James compete with Edgy the Hedgy? Let us see.
I want Sonic to be the underdog champion of this one.
Dude, that would make my life if Shadow the Hedgehog is already in Avatar 3.
That would be so good. That would be beautiful. God, when's it coming out? Yeah, there's like a 2 or 3 coming out.
10, 15 years, I don't know.
There's 3. I think the last one's going to come in 2028.
We were watching, we were covering Waters of Mars on Real BBC. It came out in 2. Great. I've been watching the hell out of Doctor Who ever since then. I just started at 10, it's running, went on, but it came out in 2009. That's when the first Avatar came out. We're like, look at how old this. Oh my God, that is a long time. So I mean, even Avatar is a holdover from a different time in Hollywood, like, and it's mid at best.
Yeah. I should ask though, like, has there been any good moments this year?
Are we including movies, TV, and games right now? Because I think I know what me and Pedal are going to say.
I think because we need to cast a wide net for this one, so to get anything good.
God of War Ragnarok is one of our favorite games of all time, basically.
Yeah.
Very happy with that. Could have gone bad.
Give me more of that. Nom, 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 nom.
And you know, on the opposite end, because we haven't said much about gaming, Callisto Protocol and Scorn, they were huge.
Oh God!
I say this like I'm looking at Gary and Drinker, who are like, what the fuck are these things? Are they?
I've heard of Callisto Protocol, and it's been absolutely getting slated. I've not played it though.
Yep, and then nobody cared about Scorn because it's incredibly like thin and quick.
Maul and I played it at the same time. Then Maul's game for, and he lost like an hour. It's like he just sent everyone over to my stream.
I couldn't have to play it anymore.
And yeah, when we finished that game,
Elden Ring, of course. Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, Elden Ring was fun. It was fun, but
I think fun's a bit of a stretch. It was a challenge, that's for sure.
I mean, I play all them Souls games. I like them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Elden Ring is a weird one. I really liked the first game experience, the first way through. Then I think I did like an item only playthrough, which was like a crazy idea I had. And since then I haven't touched it again because I just thinking about it, it's like there's no bosses I really want to fight that much, and that's a lot of bosses.
Oh yes.
And there's so much side stuff that when you saw it for the first time, it's like I don't really need to go here, except I need a specific item. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't gone back. Maybe when DLC drops at some point, or if there's like a really cool overhaul mod, I'll probably go back and check it out again. But yeah,
I would say, as a bit of a contrarian view as well, I would hold up Horizon Forbidden West as a pretty good game. I enjoyed that. It gave me pretty good. Yeah. As an open world game, I thought it was pretty rewarding to play. There was a lot of like actual enjoyment to be had just from exploration. I thought the story was pretty decent. Really disappointing ending, but that's just something that happens occasionally. But I love the world that they've created. I think the characters are generally pretty good, and I think overall, I think it just got really overshadowed by Elden Ring. Unfortunately,
yeah, it was probably not a good move putting that out at the same time. But that's in general, I need to play those games. I haven't touched them at all, but I always wanted to try them out.
Definitely play the first one before you go into Forbidden West.
Oh yeah. That one is on Steam by now, I think. So
Gary, as a veteran gamer, Would you like to?
Yeah, really like that Witcher 3. Not down with their door design though. It's
completely unintuitive.
Famous flaw for the game series.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Fun story. Really fun to play when your shitty controller is drifting. That makes it got a little motion sickness, but it was all right. Yeah, had a good time.
Sweet.
Nice. It hasn't all been terrible on the movie front either. You know, we've had The Northman, which I thought was really good.
I enjoyed that movie. Yeah, I had actually trouble getting a screening in English over in Germanheim for a while.
Okay.
Because it was just I don't know, it was just cocked up with all the Marvel stuff because they had to do all these ones, so there was no space for an OV viewing in English. So that was annoying. So I had to wait like a week or two before I can watch it, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was worth it in the end, but yeah, nice to see like big budget movies like that getting made that like they actually have a real artistic vision behind them. I don't think it did huge box office numbers, but I think it deserved a bit more attention probably. But I really enjoyed it as a movie. We had All Quiet on the Western Front, which I thought was fantastic. I thought it was a great adaptation. Obviously a classic story.
Right. Did anyone here watch the RRR movie? I watched that this year. That was awesome.
I thought that was great fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna show that to you actually while I'm here.
Yeah. You can watch that.
It's so much fun. I love it.
Honestly, you'll love it. It's over the top, ridiculous, like kind of Bollywood action movie, but there's actually a really good, well developed story behind it all.
Yeah. I was really happy. It's a chunker, but it's good fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a big one.
Yeah.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh,
I really enjoyed.
Loved it.
Good stuff.
And yeah, I guess I have to mention it. Top Gun Maverick was kind of a big deal.
Yep.
I just thought you were about to say like, and yeah, I'm running out now. I've got
well, I was saving this for the end because it's like an obvious one. It's like, okay, I have to say it, but yeah.
Anybody here
I have to admit,
Terminal List?
Yes, saw it. Pretty solid. Not spectacular, nothing like super inventive or anything, but just a solid old-fashioned military thriller. You know, seems like the kind of thing we didn't get for a long time.
I still need to watch Top Gun. I still haven't watched it. I just didn't come around.
Oh, and of course, Hot D, right?
House of the Dragon. Yep.
Yes.
I think, especially at this point, it's safe for me, and I've picked up those 4Ks as well now, Gary.
Oh, good. Yes, I got my steel bookcase, and I've watched it again. It gets better. And if they can pull off what happens later, then it will make everything in season 1 worth it. So
there are reasonable worries to have about the future of that show, but just bring it home, lads. 2 more seasons, complete it, just seal it away in your little "this was neat" thing. Because I think for almost everybody watching that show, the one episode with the focus on Patty and just the family and the big old climax with like Driftmark and King's Landing and stuff, that convinced everybody like, oh, the show is special. This wasn't just okay or good. This was special.
Yeah.
And it's you'll always have season 1, even if 2 and 3 are terrible.
It just shows us like, shows can be redeemed. You know, we had Game of Thrones, obviously terrible ending. Nobody thought much of this. And sorry, I must lost you there for a second.
What happened?
Well, I think someone's speaking, but I think it was you, Moore. But you were kind of.
There were some noises coming through from somewhere.
I wasn't speaking, but
okay.
Okay.
But yeah, we obviously Game of Thrones ended on a terrible end, but House of the Dragon, it proves that it can work. It can be redeemed. You can get back into that world, and if it's done well, then people will come back to you. And it's great to see it. So well done to them. We didn't expect it, but there you go. Sometimes we're surprised by things.
That was one of the biggest surprises of the year. Easy. Cobra Kai was good too. That's right, chat. Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai was good.
Yep.
It's just one of those kind of solid, like it keeps delivering, and I'm really happy that it keeps getting made.
Like an honorable mention to Silent Night. I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've heard from people, it's fun.
Violent Night.
Oh, Violent Night. Yeah, sorry.
Violent Night's fun. It's fun. Good. It's fun.
Mm.
Definitely fun.
It's fun.
Well, see, that's actually kind of
It's
Prey.
killing people. So
People saying like, why not mention Prey? And it's like Prey is fun as well. There are some things in it I really like. I don't think I settled on being able to call it good. I think it's like.
I think the more we talked about it, the more we sort of talked ourselves down from it being good.
I was much more positive. Honestly, I think Drinker was you and Az that kind of like made me.
How could we forget Stranger Things, Molly?
Oh fuck! Sorry.
Yeah.
Eddie Munson, one of the best characters we got this year.
Again, a show that redeems itself. Like season 3, kind of shit, and like everyone was kind of done with Stranger Things. It wasn't cool anymore. It wasn't inventive. It was just the same thing time after time. And it's like they come back with this. It's like, whoa! Suddenly it's darker and it's inventive and it's actually compelling again. They've made like these characters that were complete assholes into really likable people that you care about again. Wow.
They decided to write a story because 2 and 3 were spinning their wheels. 4 was like, because 4 and 5 are a story in total, right? They've got one planned, and that's the thing. I have lots of criticisms for season 4, but by gum was I drawn back in, which I didn't expect to happen because I kind of hated Stranger Things at that point. I told you, Gary, many times over. It's like I'm not gonna watch it. Fuck that. But yeah, heard enough recommendations. I was like, okay, fine, I'll look into it.
Yeah. I have to say as well, Cyberpunk Edge Runners was surprisingly good. I really liked that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It drew me in fairly like consistently over the first few episodes, and then just for episode 4 or 5, just I was like fully in. I just thought, yeah, these characters are really good. You've done a good job with this one. I like it.
Better Call
Saul. Yeah.
I haven't seen Tulsa King, but everybody that I know loves it.
Yes.
And Yellowstone, which I haven't watched, but all the stuff around Yellowstone was.
Well, and I guess
popular.
what would you say, Drinker, about Andor?
So, it's a good show, not like top tier or anything, but it's one of those dark horses that again surprised me, and I'll give it a real mention for that. Just it should have had everything against it, and yet somehow, damn, they put a lot of work and a lot of thought into this, and they produced something that was actually pretty damn good at the end of it. Definitely pacing issues at work there, probably an overstuffed cast as well. But I can't deny the quality of work that went into it, and so I will give it a good mention because of that.
It is nothing like Disney have made up to this point.
No.
It is clearly it was handed off to people who had nothing to do with anything else they were doing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of that was the theory we had.
That it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it was Andor was one of the first productions that started up when they were trying up their streaming shit, right? They were like, Andor, get going. That's something we know we're doing, so go ahead. And then they were like, right, what else are we doing? It's like, oh, movie for Kenobi? No. We'll scuttle it into a TV show. Same for Boba Fett. And then they get rushed out ahead of it, and man, does it show, you know?
Yeah.
Like when people could see the sets in Boba Fett, remember that? The like screenshots, you could see the wood behind the
right.
Like,
see inside the buildings that are empty. It's like wood things holding them up. It's like,
and then everyone getting exhausted of Tatooine because it's not just that you're on Tatooine all the time; it's that it's the same fucking street in Tatooine every time.
Yeah.
There it is. Walking through, we're making the most of this set, right?
But yeah, compare that to Andor, where it's like it feels like a real lived-in place. Like every place you go feels like it's people have been there for a long time, and it looks real. It looks believable. It looks.
It's the first time in ages that Star Wars felt like a big universe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's felt tiny for ages now.
Yeah, because like we go to Tatooine, and then this one place for 5 minutes, and then back to Sand People. It's like, oh god, stop.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like the whole idea with Andor is we have several POV characters that are all in different portions of rebelling against the Empire. And then we have characters who are in the Empire trying their best to ensure its stability and control. It's just like, yeah, that was probably what you should have made a show about if you're going to be trying to get us all that. But like, I grant that a lot of people fucking hate the pacing in that show. So
it was awful. And ultimately, a world I could give a shit about. What we're leading up to the Death Star that gets blown up by a guy who eventually quits, who was babysit by a guy who eventually quits, leaves him behind a couple of times. I mean, it's the same world. So it's hard to give a shit about it.
Oh yeah, the sequels have done serious damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's no undoing. Dude, I'm worried that the day.
But then it's like, do we judge this show on the sequels, or do we just judge it on its own merits? I guess that's the
I mean, but
problem.
I think it's kind of impossible for it to exist on its own when it's leading to the Death Star again. Like, fuck.
Well, what Gary's doing is explaining why you have a lack of investment, which I think is totally fair.
Yeah.
As to
I don't
you're not
blame
saying
anyone
it
for
makes it
skipping
good or
Star
bad.
Wars.
I assume you're
No.
just saying this is why you just can't care about it, which I don't
Yeah,
care at all.
Yeah, I think the meta around it is like, well, one, why nobody watched it, because it's featuring a backstory to a character that no one cared about anyway, who we know is going to die in a mediocre
Well,
film.
this is why I didn't really keep up with it. I didn't really care. I watched it because a lot of fans and a lot of recommendations were like, you got to look through it, give it a chance. And I was like, all right, fine, I will. But like, normally speaking, this is like the one time where because of my job, I watch a thing and then I'm like, oh, that wasn't cringe. I'm okay. I survived. Like, I'm all right. I actually wanted to see how it ended. Okay, that's nice. Oh, Bullet Train. That's another one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
it was fun.
Yeah,
Fun
that was a
movie.
really fun movie.
It's like, don't think too much about it. Like, kind of ludicrous at times. It doesn't matter. It's just fun.
I think
movie.
the big thing for this movie is it makes it clear pretty early. It's like we're not here for sense. Like it makes clear what it is. It's not taking itself super serious or anything. It's like, okay, we get over the top bullshit here, but that's what we're trying to do, and I think that helped it a lot, and it's like really fun.
Yeah,
I think for me it was like that perfect movie to watch around about Christmas time as well. Like, when you're kind of like semi-drunk most of the time and you're not sure what day it is. It's just like, I just need something to chill out with for like a couple of hours.
Right.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like, yeah, you can have fun with it. So yeah, I like Bullet Train. I wouldn't put it in again like top tier moments of like the year or anything, but it was there.